Vancouver earthquake. During the early afternoon of February 21 of 2025, several loud booms began to be heard which echoed off of adjacent mountains in southern British Columbia, and then suddenly the ground began to move. During the next 10 seconds, some buildings let out loud creaks alongside some items falling off of shelves. This shaking was subsequently felt not just at a few smaller communities northwest of Vancouver, but also across the entirety of Vancouver proper, with ground motions soon eventually being felt across 2/3 of Vancouver Island, including in Victoria, and then in parts of the United States towns of Port Angeles, Bellingham, Everett, and Anacortes. What had just occurred was the strongest ground motion from an earthquake to strike within the vicinity of Vancouver in 35 years, all due to an earthquake which registered in as a magnitude 4.8. An estimated 9.5 million people felt this event, which was centered at shallow depths of 1 to 8 kilometers or 0.6 to 5 miles just northeast of Tetrahedron Peak. Despite the apparent strength of this earthquake, the fact that the strongest ground motion occurred in an uninhabited patch of mountains meant that no damage or injuries of any kind were reported from this light magnitude event. Then, only 14 hours later, another earthquake struck the Pacific Northwest, this time south of Seattle, with a magnitude 3.4 quake shaking the ground for several seconds, being felt by 1.5 million people. While neither of these earthquakes caused any damage, why exactly did they occur, what faults triggered then, and what might happen next? First, looking at the larger magnitude 4.8 earthquake, the scientific data which was recorded shows something unusual for the specific area. It shows that the earthquake occurred on what is known as an oblique left lateral strike oblique reverse fault slip fault. In other words, the fault line which moved was a combination of a strike slip fault and a reverse fault. The very minor reverse fault component isn't all that unexpected given regional compression the area is experiencing from tectonic forces, especially related to the Wanda-Fuka plate subducting underneath the North American plate to the southwest. What is unusual is the major strike slip, or horizontal rather than vertical component to the earthquake which struck. It suggests a second source of lesser regional stress, and what do you know, there are a series of known nearby parallel fault lines which have also moved in the same manner.